Okay, hello class. My name is Lawrence Welsh, Mr. Welsh. Welcome to English 1301. I'm going to do an introductory lecture here that talks about where we are. It's going to talk about books, all sorts of things to continue our journey this semester. A couple things here. As you received from my memos last week, I did have COVID. The school kept me out until I tested negative, and so I'm free to come back this week. So we'll start classes on, excuse me, Wednesday because Monday was Labor Day. I almost probably be wearing a mask for a while, but I'm feeling better now, and I'm cleared to come back to the college. So one of the things I sent you early on was this official course description, which you received, um, that talks about this class and exactly what it is and what's going to happen from the college level of El Paso Community College syllabus, Part 2, official course description. Now, what I want you to do is, once again, read that on your own, go over it. It's pretty self-explanatory. But if you have any questions, once again, you can ask me. Class, I have two sections that are online. That means that, of course, we're not going to meet in class at all. But I'll be, once again, teaching that class online. And then we have two classes I'm teaching, which we'll go for in a minute, that are I'll be at Via Verde campus Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So this video right now applies to both classes. So in this first handout, which I sent you, it talks about course objectives, the evaluation, final examination, grading processes, disability statement, drop rule, and Title IX and sex discrimination. Once again, it also talks about the Writing Center, which you're going to be using this semester. Okay. And we'll talk more about that as we move along. Then I also sent you another memo last week that, once again, it talked about how I was sick with COVID. I've replied to every student's emails. I talked about how I'd be getting back to those, and I have. I'll check again, but up to 2 days ago, I had some students had sent me some questions, and I answered all of those. Throughout the semester, class, if you ever write to me, and you'll always write to me if you could, please, through Blackboard, Blackboard messages, I'll get back to you. Sometimes it takes a couple of days, but always within 48 hours, I'll get back to you. And I like corresponding with students. So once again, if you have to write to me, everything is done through Blackboard. I had a student that said, once again, this semester, I have no idea how to do an online class. I have no idea what Blackboard is. If you're in that situation, get help. Call 831-2000 at the college. Tell them you need a tutorial, and it is your job, once again, to learn how to do an online class. I'll make this very prescriptive and help you each step of the way and send you memos every time something has been posted. But once again, go to the college, get the help you need. If you have never done an online class and you can't do an online class, don't do one. Maybe you need to do that class face to face. But once again, the help is there for you. So, I've replied to those emails, and I posted a few days ago on the 3rd my syllabus once again, and the first handouts that I once again want you to read. And those have been posted, okay? So let's get on with what we need to do next. Next, I think I will talk about my last email to you, my last message, which was sent just a few days ago on the 3rd. And on the 3rd, what I sent to you was this. Class, one of the things that you can do this semester that would be helpful to you is anything I send you, print it out and keep it as a hard copy. Okay? You don't have to, but everything that I ever send you, I print out and keep as a hard copy so I can have that once again to always refer to. Okay? If you're at the college, you can once again print out everything for free in the computer centers. Everything. You get 15 pages a day, but if you go to one center to another, you can print out 30 pages a day. And then keep a portfolio for the class. Okay. If you're an online student, you can also come to the college and do all your printing for free or go anywhere. You may have a printer at home. That's just a suggestion. When you turn in your work, though, this semester, it will all be virtually, and we'll talk about that when the time comes for an essay to be turned in. You will turn it in virtually also through Blackboard. I'll walk you through that when the time comes. 2 days ago, I sent you this. Dear students, I've attached my official course syllabus and calendar. It is under the content page on Blackboard. Go to Blackboard, click on content, and then it will pop up. This document contains everything you need for the class, including books, deadlines, office hours, and assignments. I'll soon attach a video that introduces us to the class and talks about my expectations this semester. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Please check announcements in Blackboard. So there's an announcements up there. Check it every day or every other day because I'll always be posting there. I'll always have directions there to once again, very prescriptive, one step at a time to keep us moving forward in this class. We'll always move forward, class, just one step at a time. One announcement, one set of readings, one memo builds on another. And that's how we do English 1301, one day at a time, one step at a time. We don't have to get far ahead of ourselves. We just take care of what we need to do and we keep moving forward. That's the way I did college too, right? Early in my college career, when I was at a community college and I came from a community college in Southern California, I one time looked at everything that I was going to have to do to get out of college and I thought, this is almost impossible. And then I just realized that you take one assignment at a time. You take one day at a time. You keep moving forward. You don't get overwhelmed. You try and take a manageable amount of classes. And then I'll never forget, a couple years went by, I was leaving the community college. I was transferring as a junior into California State University, Long Beach. A couple more years, I was graduating. And I was stunned because I thought it would take forever, but the years went by, okay? And they do. Don't get overwhelmed. One day at a time, one assignment at a time, one announcement at a time, one writing assignment at a time. Class. So check Blackboard under announcements, and I'll be leading you on this semester. Finally, I've attached our first two handouts. They can be found under the content section on Blackboard. So under the content section, you click down, it'll say handouts, and I've posted those there as PDFs. They respond to our calendar and start the work, our first major work this semester. So the first handout is called A Call to Write, Introduction, A call to write. Read that. Go over that. Okay. When I give you a reading, take your time to read it because it's going to talk about what we're going to do this semester. Then the next handout I gave you is called Memoirs Recalling Personal Experience. It's a short reading, but that is going to set us up for your first assignment. I'm going to help you with that. The memoir. Okay. Memoir, you're going to be writing about yourself. You're going to be going in depth into yourself. 700 to 1,000 word essay when the time comes. That handout takes us up to about midweek. Get your mind thinking about what you're going to do in this class. It's very important. When I post announcements, read them, study them. When I post readings, read them. And then you'll be on track. So if you read both those readings now, with the next day or so, you'll know where the class is going. And then I'll be lecturing on this and helping you. First essay, memoir. You're going to be writing about yourself, something significant in your life, okay? And start doing that, and that will help you start moving in that direction. And then once again, I will help you. So that's what's on Blackboard. I hope you have a great weekend. Now, let us do this. Let's see where we are, okay? We talked about COVID. We talked about the official syllabus. Let's go into this. Okay, class. So this is what's going to guide us for the rest of the semester. And this is our syllabus. I sent you this. This is a 5-page document. We're going to go over it. And this covers, once again, sections 11432 and 11434. And those are my 2 sections that are going to be in class this semester at, once again, Via Verde. And I will be meeting those students. Section 11432, 9 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in MV21. And then section 11434, I'll meet students in class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, B188 from 10 to 10:50. Okay. And then I have the online setup almost like a Tuesday, Thursday class. That's 11418 and 11454, which is completely in online, both online sections of English 1301. So both classes have received, all 4 classes have received this. Once again, this is our syllabus. Let's take a minute to look over it. So, for the Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, it tells us that this is the syllabus. It's the fall 2023. For Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's 11432, 11434, the sections. Tuesday and Thursday, 11418 and 11454, the sections. Lawrence Welsh, I'm a professor at El Paso Community College. My office is A1208. Monday and Wednesday, my office hours 11 to 12:50, 2:30 to 5:20, and by appointment. So class, anytime that you need anything, you can send me a message over Blackboard. I can get back to you. If something happens where you need to talk to me, write to me, and I can get back to you, okay? Once again, my name is Lawrence Welsh, or Mr. Welsh, Larry Welsh. I'm a tenured English professor, a long-time, full-time tenured English professor at the Via Verde campus of El Paso Community College. Our textbooks: Richard Bullock, Maureen Dog and Gailey, The Norton Field Guide to Writing with Reading, 6th edition, 2022. So I got a copy of this, and here it is here. Now, you're only responsible for the readings in this text, excuse me, that I have listed on the syllabus. Okay, this is our main textbook. Also, in addition to this, I'm going to be giving you a lot of handouts this semester that will supplement this textbook. The handouts, if you've seen, will be PDFs that I will send to you through handouts on Blackboard. Okay, you read the readings here, you read the, once again, handouts, you're in good shape. Okay, just you're responsible for this, for the readings that I have listed on the syllabus for this book, and there's quite a few. Now, if you wanted to go to the library, some of you, they've got a copy of this book, photocopy, screenshot the readings. I don't care. This is a great textbook. You're just responsible for the readings that I have on the syllabus. Okay, and then there's a writer's reference book. I'll let you use an older edition if you want of that, the Diana Hacker, excuse me, class, because we're only going to be using that as a reference situation. Okay. If you have problems about the commas usage, 20 pages in there. You have problems with, once again, paragraphing, noun subject agreement, any grammar issues, it's all covered in Diana Hacker or Writer's Reference 10th edition, okay, 2021. But it's just going to be a reference that you're going to use. So if you want to use an older edition, there's a lot of them out there, you can. But if you take English 1302, which relies heavily on that book, you will be using the current edition, which is the 10th. But once again, this is a fantastic book because this book is about, it's a Bible of the business. And what's the Bible? Writing. This isn't going to be a class where I'm going to kill you class on diagramming sentences, but we have to know enough about proper usage of things like grammar, sentence structure, punctuation, so you can survive in, once again, college level writing. That's what this book will help you with. Main textbook, backup book, and then class, it just says here, the American Heritage Dictionary. Any sort of dictionary will be fine. I want you to have one. I know that I'm just like you. I have a lot of dictionaries in my home. Do I still use them? Yes. But like you, class, or I'm sure you're even more so than I look up words on my phone. So that's fine too. And I'll go to things like dictionary.com. I'll look up words on my computer. But I want you to have an old school dictionary if you've never bought one, so you can feel that. I have a Spanish English dictionary, several of them too. And, when it comes to the dictionary, be gentle with yourself. We're all learning. It's like my journey with the Spanish language. There's a lot of Spanish words I don't know. So I have to be willing to say, I need to learn. My Spanish is okay. It's not great. I can make people laugh sometimes. I can order food in restaurants. I can buy car parts. But I know I need a lot of work. So I always remember that when it comes to my students too. I need a lot of work on English too, class. It never ends. So be gentle with yourself, right? You have to look up words, look them up. I'm still looking up words. I'm still a student of the language. I need to dedicate myself more to Spanish, but I'm an English professor, an en español profesor de inglés. So, I'm not teaching Spanish because I couldn't, but I love the language. I love the language, and I know what it takes for me to improve. Be gentle to yourself. You don't know a word, look it up. Write it down. Class, when I was in school, I used to keep a journal always in college. Well, I've kept a journal nonstop anyway for, oh, I don't know, class, 40 years, because I'm a writer, published writer, and I just a couple years ago published my 13th book. And so, I've always written, but what I'm saying is this all started at the community college, okay? This all started. So when I was at my community college and I didn't have a fancy as notebook as this, but what I would do is when I came across a word I didn't know, I'd write it down in the back, and then later on I would go class and look that word up. And then I'd try and work it into class. Let's see any of this? Work it into my lexicon, my bag of tricks for not only once again writing, but speaking too. Okay. So in a journal like this is what I'd always do. Now this is just my current one. This is just what I do, once again. And this is the practice. The practice, once again. I used to be a newspaper reporter in Los Angeles. I'm an essayist, published essayist, published poet, well-published poet. Doesn't make any difference. But I say this because I'm just like you. If you're going to write, I'm going to write. If you're going to look up words, I'm going to look up words. If you're going to try and improve, I'm going to try and improve. Okay? So, we dig it, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy, like, like a um, fancy fountain pen. This is a Montegrappa from Italy, from Florence. I've got a very nice purple ink in it. I only say these things, class, because these are tools of the trade, okay? And you may want to go deep with this. If you go on YouTube, there's all these like hipsters now and young people are going crazy about, what journals they're using and what pens they're using, what inks they're using. You don't have to do that. But if it helps you, why not? It's an incredible thing to get, excuse me, words down, drafts down on the page. And then, we go with it. This is a Parker sonnet made in France. This has a kind of a light green ink in it that has been made since 1670 in Paris. You don't have to do that. I'm not a fancy guy, but I like my writing instruments, okay? Be kind to yourself. Writing takes work. Be good to yourself. Be willing to work, It's like training, Sometimes I have students tell me, Mr. Welsh, I spent hours on that essay. I said, you spent hours on it so I could grade it in 10 minutes and put a grade on it. I know I don't miss these things. Does writing take time? Yes. Are some people quicker than others? Yes. Have I ever been that quick? I don't know. Doesn't make any difference. I have to work. I'm just like my students. I work. I'm still working at my age. Still working. Class. Be gentle with yourself. Get a dictionary. Then it says supplemental handouts from your professor. Those are the handouts that I've already given you. I'll give you those all semester long. They'll supplement the text. Late work is not acceptable and will be penalized 1-letter grade for which it is late. So when you go to turn in your portfolios for each essay, it'll have 3 things. You'll turn in and I'll tell you more about this when the time comes, a rough draft, a final draft, which will be formatted exactly as I'm going to help you with, as an essay looked 100 years ago. Yours will look that way. And you will turn in an essay and I'll help you with that, the formatting. First draft, final draft, everybody's going to go to the writing center and workshop your essay there. So it's only 3 things you'll turn into me in a portfolio. First draft, final draft, writing center verification. Let me know that you win. Then I will sit down and I will grade it. So say, for example, you have an essay that is due on a Monday and you turn it in on a Tuesday, 1 day late down. Each day of the week I can count, including the weekend. It's always worked this way for 25 years. You get the work in on time, started off grading it, ASA. Turn in a paper 2 days late, a portfolio, starts off as a CSA. 3 days late, DSA. 4 days late, FSA. So you want to get your work in on time, and I'm reasonable. Then I'll look. When the time comes, I'll help you with this. Look, they got the first draft. Look, they got the writing center verification. Great. I check them off because I keep in-depth notes on every student. Then, boom, I'll pull up the final draft. I'll look at it. Look, paragraphing's good. Spacing's good. You got a good title on it. Title is underlined. 12-point type. Boom. Then Mr. Welsh will get in there. I will get in there and I'll grade it. In class, I grade every essay the same. And I put in the time for every student the same. I will hit every error in your paper to help you, right? Because that's what my professors did for me. English 1301 was a very important class for me in college. I have to take the time. I have to take the care and treat you as my professors treated me in college. Okay? And that's how we learn. I know sometimes students will tell me, hey, Mr. Welsh, you know what? I had English professors before, they just put grades on the paper. No one ever graded anything. If you want to go find a professor like that, go find them. It's not me. Okay? I'm going to grade your work so you can know how you need to improve, and we'll assess you. I'll take you through that process. First draft, final draft, writing center verification. Let me know that you went to the writing center. Okay, if you're online, you get to do it once again online. If you want to come down to the college, you can go to the writing center in college. They'll help you. Once again, I went to the writing center for English 1301 at my college. Help me, right? That's why we have it. Very good. So that takes care of the first page. Then it said here, and remember, these are going to be turned in virtually. Essay preparations, typed, double spaced, 1-inch margins. I'll help you with this. Correct spacing between paragraphs, 12-point standard typeface, Courier Times Roman. Okay, that's what you're going to send in to me virtually, but it's going to look the same layout. Microsoft Word document exactly is going to look the same as if it was a hard copy, once again, essay. Okay, look exactly the same. A portion of your grade for each essay will be based on the homework, yes. Drafts, yes. In-class writing, yes. Therefore, you need to turn in everything for grading virtually through Blackboard. All right. You don't have to turn in anything until I ask for something. The first thing that you're going to turn into me this semester will be essay number 1, the memoir, when it's due, first draft, final draft, writing center verification. And then class, what I do is, let me get another fountain pen to show you another one. I keep records for every student individually in the class, okay, on big sheets. So everything is kept. This is a pen from Taiwan. It's really nice. I've got a German green ink in here from Heidelberg, Germany. I keep every notes. Every time you write to me this semester, class, I'll note it for each student. Every time I write back to you, I note it. Every time I ask you to do something or make an adjustment, I note it. Every time you get a grade, I note it. So there's no, once again, rule for problems, situation. Things come up. I'm human. I'm here to help. But I keep detailed notes with every student I have. So a student will say, "Hey, Mr. Welsh, you never did this." I'll like, hold on a minute. I go to my records. Oh, I wrote to them on September 9th. Okay. I wrote to them on some, I answered their email. I got back to them. I asked them what they needed to correct within the portfolio. Give them time to make adjustments. Okay. See, the goal is when you leave me, here's the goal is that, and sometimes I'll see students get a little frustrated. Sometimes it takes years for students to realize. I just got the other day a letter from a student who I taught maybe 6 years ago, left EPCC, went to UTEP, got an undergraduate degree in biology, now is applying to the pharmacy program at UTEP. He wrote to me, "Mr. Welsh, will you write me a letter of recommendation?" He said, "I just want to let you know that I was so stunned in English 1301. My first essay was an F. I had no idea what was going on." But he goes, "You changed my life because you helped me and I knew what it was going to take." And now here he is 6 years later, coming out of UTEP with the 3.6 GPA and wanting to go to the pharmacy program. And he said, "I got a B in your class, Mr. Welsh, but it's most probably one of the greatest classes I took in college." I'm not looking for attaboys. I'm not looking for I don't care about any of that. Bottom line is the student came to me 6 years later and I wrote him a monstrously good letter of recommendation. What do I want for him? The best things in life. He's already killed it. Okay. And now he wants to become a pharmacist. When he becomes a pharmacist, he's going to be making a lot more money than Mr. Welsh is making. Does that bother me? No. Am I happy for him? Thrilled. All I did was teach him at the community college. Okay. So I'm happy for him. Very happy. And I think he's going to get into that program, you know. Happens to me a lot on the streets. I'll say, "Hey, Mr. Welsh, man, do you remember me? You taught me 10 years ago. You taught me 2 years ago." I'm not looking to be anybody's buddy or attaboy or anything like that. If a person wants to step it up, cowboy up, cowgirl up, and do the work, if you get through my English 1301, my students are set to go on to where Harvard, Princeton, UTEP, University of New Mexico. A lot of my students will end up at UT Austin. Whatever you want, go get it. Okay, go get it. I have a million stories like that. We don't have time to tell them now, but I'll tell you some other good ones. Okay, I'll tell you some other good ones. So, virtually, course requirements class. It says here the course is going to be broken down this semester. Writing from recall essay, the memoir, 20%. Writing profiles, 20%. Making evaluations, 20% essay. All of these, I'll take you one step at a time, one day at a time to help you. Proposing solution essay, 20%. Final exam, 15%. In class writing, 5%. Then it gets to the calendar. Okay. Introduction last week. Interview introductions. We've done that as best we could. I wasn't there, class. I had COVID, you know. Um, Now we're making up for it. So this week we had Labor Day with no classes. Okay. But now here we are on Tuesday and we're hitting it. So I gave you this handout, which is called a call to write. That's what it was listed on the first. Read that, study that. Okay. That's what you're being called to do, is to write. There's no higher calling. And you struggle with it. You know, we all struggle in our own ways. Resign yourself to it. Hey, I'm here to improve. You know, that's what I'm doing. In Espanol, estudiante. It's what I am. I'm a student. I'm your professor, but first of all, I'm a student because I'm trying to improve too, class. Written every day, 35 years, I've written 7 days a week. Something. Trying to come up, you know. So if you're going to write, I'm going to write. If you're going to try and improve, I'm going to try and improve. If you're going to try and revolutionize your life, which I want you to do, I'm going to try and revolutionize my life. We're no different. I'm just older, man. All of a sudden I woke up and I've gotten kind of old. But it's all right. I'm doing the deal. Class. So I've given you that handout. Labor Day. Then for the 6th, and that's tomorrow, around tomorrow, you know, read memoirs, recalling personal experience. 147 to 155 H in a handout. And it says here in bold, readings from the Norton Field Guide to Writing on the syllabus this semester are marked NF. So whenever you see that, that means that it's out of your Norton Field Guide. Writings from my own personal collection or handouts are with the H. Be prepared to answer the critical inquiry questions at the end of this reading. So, you have received those 2 handouts. Read them. Study them. This week, we're going to start moving on with those. Okay? Then, for tomorrow on this one, read memoirs recalling personal experience 147 to 155. That's once again, I've sent you that. You have that. Then on the 8th, it comes down right down here, and we're going to have a throwing snowballs 156 to 159. I'll post that for you. And then a reading from the Norton Field Guide. Be prepared to answer the questions at the end of these readings. So if you do those readings, you'll start knowing about what you're going to write about. And then I'm going to lecture and help you. Okay? But remember, your first essay is going to be a memoir. 700 to 1,000 words. All essays this semester will be 7,000 words. And then we go to the deadline. I got a lot of work to help you with. It's all prescriptive on here every day. For this is my Monday, Wednesday, Friday in class. You're going to turn in this essay the 22nd of September. So we have some time. But I got a lot of work to do, and you're going to have a lot of work to do too before that essay is due. Plus, you have to get it to the writing center. We got some time. Okay. For the 2 online classes, sections 11418 and 11454, your deadline for this essay, 21st of September. Okay. Memoir, where you're going to write about yourself. 700 to 1,000 words. You're going to get in, you're going to get out. My next lecture will help you with that. So, that's where we are, class. I'll be sending some more handouts this week. I'll be working with you one day at a time. What else do I have here? Let me look at what I was supposed to do with you. Always keep this my list of what I need to deal with my students today. Yes, we've done that. COVID, official course syllabus. Yes, showed them the books. Talked about the syllabus. I've talked about Blackboard. Okay. Class, once again, print out the syllabus, the calendar, if you wish. It's nice to have it, man. Keep things in hard copy, but everything this semester that you will get from me will be virtual. Okay. But then once again, you go down to the college, you print things out. Absolutely do that too. If you can print out the syllabus, you keep it in a folder with your other things. This 5-page document. Once again, class, you will have it. Now, one of the things I want to finish up with, it talks about, class, once again, if you have a disability at the college, go get help. Remember that, EPCC is a great place, okay? And you got to think that way. My community college in the South Bay of Los Angeles County was called El Camino. It meant the road. Class, that place changed my life. I was 23 when I started there. I was a non-traditional student. I wasn't the best in high school, I spent a lot of time in high school running the streets and running with sometimes the wrong folks, my mother always said. My mom always said, why are you hanging out with losers? This back in South Central LA where I grew up. Why are you always hanging out with losers? My mom would say. And I said, oh, Mom, maybe I'm a loser. But then there came a time where, I thought college would help me. My community college changed my life in Los Angeles. It's the best school I ever went to. I see El Paso Community College that same way. The reason I say that, class, is if you need help, the help is there. The tutoring labs, the writing centers, any of your classes. Professors want to help you. However, you're going to have to work. But if you want it, it's there. And then, whatever you want to do, you want to become a nurse, you become one. You want to transfer to UTEP? I've had a lot of my students go to UTEP. Fantastic. You want to go to Columbia in New York City? I've had students go there. I had students at UNM in New Mexico, students at Texas Tech. About a year ago, my wife and I went up to Austin, to UT Austin, to watch my daughter graduate, who went to El Paso High, who went to the community college, who went to UTEP, who went to the University of Texas at Austin. And we were up there. All of a sudden, in Austin, Texas, I hear, hey, Mr. Welsh. I turned around. It's one of my students from EPCC. They're graduating with a degree in public relations from UT Austin. Do you remember, Mr. Welsh, you wrote me that letter of recommendation? Then her boyfriend my wife had taught him speech, and there they both were there. Man, you know how that made us feel? I said, look at you, graduating from UT Austin. I taught you. My wife taught you. We're so proud of you. What are you going to do? And they said, hey, Mr. Welsh, we got some pretty good jobs in El Paso. We're coming home. Made me happy, class. Made me really happy. I love El Paso. I love when people go. I love when people stay. This is my home. I didn't grow up here. I've been here just, next year it'll be 30 years. This is my hang. El Chuco. That's what I want for my students. Hey, graduating from UT Austin, why not? Graduating from UTEP, why not? Graduating from the University of New Mexico, why not? Graduating from Cornell, why not? Going to graduate school at Texas A&M, why not? It's all good, class. That's enough out of me, okay? So we'll have a good semester. Remember, I'm here. We'll take this one day at a time. And thanks for your patience. For those of you coming to class, I think I'm going to wear a mask for, the next amount of time. But thank God my whole family came through COVID this time. Feeling good, ready to have a good semester. Until the next time, all the best now. I hope you have a great week.